little concerning. It's a little sweet smelling. What's going on, guys? Man, so I am embarrassed to say how long it's been since I drove the Ford. This is literally the first time this year. It's another one of those years where it's just been a lot of things going on and I haven't been able to get it out. I want to say not last year, but the year prior. I think it was the same situation where I didn't get to touch the thing until like June. So it's time. And this might be a little bit of a train wreck because, I haven't driven it. I haven't fired it up all winter. This is literally the first start of the year. I haven't got a chance to check the bearings in the front end, which y'all remember that little snafu on the way to Power Cruise. Look at that. Bye-bye wheel bearing.
Yeah, I think the wheel bearing left the shot.
It did. But it needs to get driven. I love that car so much. It's the car that that kind of, I don't know, started my obsession with classics, and the poor thing deserves to be driven. So we're gonna fire that thing up and we're gonna take it out to a place called the Gordy's Hi-Hat, which is a amazing little burger joint that's out in Cloquet. If you ever watched Diners, Drive-Ins, Dives, whatever the heck that show is, they actually featured it on one of the episodes when they came up here. So that place is amazing little burger joint from, basically 50s style. It's been around forever. It's like the OG burger joint in the area. So I'm going to go ahead and head out there, meet up with the family, because it was my son's last day of school. So that's pretty sweet. Got to go celebrate with the little man. He's on summer vacation now. Just, it's funny, you remember back to those days when that kind of thing was possible for you, and how jealous I feel about just like basically being able to just fuck off with everything for 3 months and just hang out and play in the woods and build forts and go swimming and all that stuff like I did. Anyway, let's get this thing fired up, move some things out of the way, and let's head on out there. She's just a little dirty. It'll be fine. No dreepies. So shouldn't have lost any fluids. Giggity. Get outside. All right, let's see if she'll start. Hopefully this isn't too big of a pain. We'll see. I actually don't know if I have the ECU plug in. Yep, I do. So I gotta let the airbags fill up. Before you start. Wow, that popped off quick. Alright, we'll just gingerly bring it outside. It's like, did I drive this thing in my sleep and not know it? That started way too easy. Awfully coolanty. So this is a little concerning. It's a little sweet smelling. And so this one's got true duals on it, which means that that's this bank. Interesting. Wonder if we pop the head gasket. Ruh-roh. We might not be taking her for a ride today. In theory, that would be pressurizing the coolant system. And it did smell a little sweet. Yeah, it's got a hint of coolant. Well, shit, guys. Checking the oil is kind of a pain in the ass on this. Well, it's not milky. So it's more like burning it in combustion. Does it clear up? Tiny bit. Still don't like that it smelled sweet. That's interesting how it's clearing up. Hopefully it's not like a cracked head or something. Alright, gonna have to investigate a little further. Fire's right up. So I got a camera set up outside. We're gonna try and capture if it's puffing white smoke or not. There we go. Right, 191. So I just realized something, guys. I'm pretty sure I've seen smoke coming out of that tailpipe before. And I never thought anything of it because it was so faint. And it would clear up. I don't feel like it would smoke consistently. So, I don't know. I guess like maybe the issue's been there for a minute and now it's either just gotten like a tiny bit worse, or maybe that was just the first start of the year and now it's, you know, the engine expands and contracts and maybe whatever is leaking will seal itself back up now that it'll be driven a little bit more. I don't know, wishful thinking maybe. All I know is that like, yeah, getting the whole build together and having the car in a running driving condition is, it's been great, but I also have known that like needing to rebuild this engine or, you know, at a minimum kind of popping the heads off and going through it was kind of inevitable. So I can't say I'm terribly surprised. And there's other things that I do really want to do to the car. I'm just like, I'd really like to be able to drive it a little bit and enjoy it for the season, and then have a proper plan to rip it down and kind of give it the multiple things that I want to do to it, like 5-speed swap it, and doing all that at once. So I don't know. Now I got some things to think about. What a bummer. And I really want to, like, what I need to do is I need to let this thing fully cool down and then fire it up again and then take it for another drive. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll pick this back up another day, maybe tomorrow. I'll be able to pick this up, and we'll take the Ford for a quick little cruise, and we'll see if it's puffing smoke in the same way and if it smells strong again. That'll give us a little bit of an idea of what to do for the season. So, yeah. Let's zip forward into the future. Awesome. Good. Got enough air to get it out of the garage. Yes. Very scientific method. Alright. Let's check that tailpipe out. Okay. Actually seems like it might be okay. Doesn't smell quite as coolanty now. So, I don't know what that tells us.
A failing pile of garbage.
Alright. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens. It seems like it's not, it's like it's not puffing any extra than last year. So I think we might be good for a little bit longer. You know, the moral of the story just might ultimately come down to, like, this engine's going to need a refresh eventually anyway. So, boy, I love the smiles we get in these old cars. Yeah, it's just kind of, you know, the nature of swapping like an LS or a junkyard engine. So you just know it's bound to have a lot of miles on it, and they're all just eventually going to need love anyways. I mean, don't get me wrong, I adore the LS that's in this thing. It's great. The power is fantastic. There's just so much reliability with these motors. They're really well built. It's just like GM had a lot of time to figure it out, you know? A lot of years to get the LS right, and they sure did. I mean, guys making 800 horsepower on stock internal 5.3s. Pretty insane. Pretty stout motors. But, you know, I still very much miss having the flathead. And I know the Ford purists will probably appreciate that, but still, you know, give me shit endlessly for putting a Chevy motor in it. Fair enough. The flathead is an ultimate cool factor, but just you know, as a consolation prize, it's not like the flathead ended up in a scrapyard or anything. So the flathead's actually going to be going into a Model A kind of traditional roadster build. Not roadster, traditional hot rod build. So my buddy Steve, he bought it from me, and so he got everything, and he's slowly piecing together some really cool parts for it, and it will get to go into a build, into a car where it gets to be the centerpiece of the entire thing. Because, you know, in an open hood, traditional hot rod, the engine is basically what you see first. So, you know, it's gonna live a pretty good life, we'll put it that way. I still wish I had it, but I think it's gonna do all right. So it appears that the LS is gonna live to fight another day. So far so good. We're just gonna pull on over here. I'm gonna snap a picture, pull the action camera off the front of it, and then we're gonna continue with a little cruise through town here. See if there's any overheating or anything, which I'm hoping there isn't. All right, pull up here. Hopefully I don't, I've had really bad luck with getting flat tires pulling through the dirt this time of the year. All right, let's air it down. Gotta air it down for the picture. Yeah, she's driving better than ever. Okay, guys, gotta interrupt the video here for just a second because fun little Duluth fact: if you are a fan of motorcycling, especially if you are into like the adventure touring world, guaranteed you have heard of these guys. This building right outside the window here, that is the Aerostich. So if you aren't familiar, Aerostich is actually a pretty high-end, extremely well-made. Some would actually argue, and I have heard a few people, even just on forums talking about like the best gear that you can get, saying that Aerostich is some of the top of the line adventure touring gear. So I just have to just interject here, give a little shout out to Aerostich because they're right here, born and bred in Duluth, Minnesota. So make sure to check out their gear. Website flashed up on the screen right now. All right, back to the video. Well, that's a relief. It seems as though the car is self-healed. I don't know, however you want to word it. There was no indication that there was any coolant in the oil, so that's a great sign. Both tailpipes were puffing out almost identical amounts of just like very faint, like white smoke. And you know, based on like with that initial that initial smoke coming out of the passenger side bank only, and all of that coolant smell that was only coming from that bank, based on the fact that the both of them are identical now, tells me that there's no cause for concern. Plus, there's no coolant in the oil either. So the likelihood of both of those banks having the ever so slight head gasket leaks to where we've got like a teeny tiny bit of white smoke coming out, it just doesn't make sense. It's not plausible. Plus, this thing is it doesn't have a catalytic converter, so there's no catalyst in there to like burn up the little bit of hydrocarbons and moisture and stuff that builds up in that system. So I'm not worried about it right now. If you guys have any pearls of wisdom though, please put them in the comments. I am by no means like the car guru. I'm just a dude who fumbles through this whole process and figures it out along the way as well. Just like most people. So anyway, this is great. This means that like I get to take it out on events and you know, do some mods to it that aren't just rebuilding the head gaskets on it. So looking forward to that. So you know, thanks for watching, guys. We've got videos that'll be on the motorcycles as well. That beauty will get a little bit of attention. As you've seen recently here, XS650, I've had that out quite a bit. Camaro is going to get a little bit of attention, and I'll hopefully be able to get some videos out on that. I've got a couple of small things that I'm going to be doing to it. And then hopefully figuring out that steering linkage like I talked about earlier. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope to see you guys on a new video here before too long. Bye-bye.